From our Classic Rock Corner series, stay tuned for a redo of the introduction to a great American classic called Sweet Home Alabama. We shall be right back.
Play like a pro at String Sound Studios.
Good day, Mike Violette of String Sound Studios, and welcome to this edition of Sweet Home Alabama. And this is our live stream. Today is Friday, May 28th, 2021, and this is from our Blues and Clues series. Now, we are redoing some of these for various reasons, which I don't want to get into, but if you going to attempt this song, I have older videos. You might want to do the verse first, okay? So, but today I'm doing the intro. I'll probably do a redo on the verse and the interlude and the chorus or whatever else I did in the past, okay? But we're having fun. So again, Mike Violette, String Sound Studios. The purpose of my live streams is to be educational, entertaining on a variety of styles too. We want to look at a variety of styles and all kinds of different things, genres, whatever you want. Now, we will be looking at about 5 different concepts that'll allow you to play this, all right? So, if you're watching out there, that's great. If you want to hit the chat box and tell me how it sounds or no, whatever. We're on a variety of platforms. I think the best one to watch is on YouTube. And if you guys could subscribe to that, that would really be helpful. And all our social media, you'll find me at String Sound Studios on this, Instagram, Facebook. I would like people to really start going on Vimeo and checking Vimeo out. Because Vimeo, I've been on Vimeo, I host my videos there for a long time. And it's such a great platform, especially if you're a content creator. It's very good, right? And it's kind of like the cousin of YouTube. And they're really starting to take off more and more. And they're doing a lot of great things. So there's a lot of great tools on there. So just go on and subscribe. You don't have to get a paid version like me. You could go on for a basic version and start following people like me. Okay, we're going to get right into it. Hi out there, String Sound Studios. There's Kelly in the control room. So yes, especially YouTube and Vimeo. So we want to work on that. Now, Sweet Home Alabama, the intro, the issue is if you get the intro down, again, I would start with the verse, you're playing a lot of the same chords throughout. And they're not in the verse, the licks aren't as hot. But today we're doing the intro, okay? So we're going to talk about common tones and common fingerings. We're going to talk about alternate picking, hammer-ons, pull-offs, sweep picking, syncopations, and accents. Not specifically all in that order. They'll all come up as we go. Well, let's get zoomed in and let's get started. I'm going to zoom in again and play a lot of finger style. You can use a pick or whatever. Learn it. Of course, don't play like me. I keep reiterating this point. It's not how you play guitar. I do this so you don't have to look here and look here. So we're going to do the zoom in feature here. And I shall get started and show you the left hand along with the right hand. Okay, here we go. Zooming in. All right, nice and big for you, I hope. I can make it bigger. Let me know. Here's the thing, all right? When you're playing this, first, let's go over our 3 chords in the intro. There's 3 basic chords that you need to know. And this is a D chord. You might know a D chord, but you don't need to play a full D chord. And you might know a C chord. You don't need to play a full C chord. We don't play like that anyway. Or a G chord. but they still are called a D chord, a C chord, and a G chord, because chords are based upon the elements in them. We might know a G chord and go, oh, this is a G chord, Mike. Well, it is. And you can play it this way, and you can put more or less notes in there. And this is a C chord like this. Well, it is. All right, but this is a C chord. This is a C sus2. So we have like sus2 chords. I'm going to explain a little bit about the theory when I go. Okay. Our first chord, and the way you want to do this. Okay? Remember, I'm strumming here. You don't have to strum here, but so you can see what I'm doing. What I'm doing here is I'm just gonna, the best way to get this going is start just playing the chords. Easy like that, right? Then go to the C chord. It's called a C sus2 or a C9. I like to call it sus2. You have a D in here, right? So it's 5, string 5, 4, 3, and 2. Very simply, you go to the G note. Now let's take a look at that again. Here's my D. Remember, I don't need this. I'm not using the F sharp. Then I have this. Right? And this. Now, if you notice what I'm doing, okay? Or if you don't, I'll tell you. One of the things I'm doing is I'm anchoring my third finger right here on this second string, 3rd fret, right? Because that's a common tone in all the chords. Meaning, a common tone is, let's say, it's when one or more chord names, one or more different chord names share one or more of the same notes, okay? Now, in this case, my D chord, and I go to my C chord, I'm sharing this, and I'm also sharing, a D as well, that open D, right? But I'm talking about the common tones between that. When I go to the G chord, I'm also sharing this, huh? So this, you anchor right there, and you play around. There's no sense going like this, taking the whole chord off, reforming it, taking the whole chord off, and going like this. I see a lot of that. Someone plays a chord like this. Go to it by, the easiest way possible, holding common tones, and I might mention common fingerings, okay? This is a common fingering between all the chords, common tones and common fingerings. They don't always work together, okay? You might have a common tone, and you might have to switch it. But again, so let's take a look at what I'm doing, all right? I have this here, right? Can you see that? I don't want to play like this, but keep that out of the way. You got this. Then I bring this up here. So I still have this. You strum all these. And then I'm going to go to the G. Now, if you're just strumming, you want to mute this open A out. So you don't play really on your fingertips. Okay? If you're just strumming, you kind of angle, right? And you just mute that. And you can strum through all those. So again, get this going. Count 1, 2, 4, and then you got some licks in there, okay? So you got 3 licks in there, one being the same as 3, yes. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's get over to this. Ready? Again, my D chord. 1, 2, 4, 2, just hold it. 3, 4, one more time. Nice, Mike. Sorry, I made a mistake. 3, go. Nice and easy. Okay, now what is he really doing? Ed King opens this up. Of course, Lynyrd Skynyrd had 3 guitar players, okay? Almost all the time at the same time, and of course different people went in and out of the band. But some of the main players were Steve King, and Gary Rossington, of course, and Alan Collins, and then of course Steve Gaines came in later on after Ed King. Did I say Steve King? Ed King. Ed King, left the band. So Steve Gaines was a great addition to the band, but Ed wrote this tune, wrote these licks. Him and Ronnie, I believe, were credited with writing the song. And the original is Ed King. All right, here we go. Now, what is Ed doing? Well, he's holding these chords and he's doing some hot picking and arpeggio picking out of the chord. Okay? You know that famous, turn it up, right? We're going to start that on the open D. Remember, this is a G chord, okay? You got this. Ready? 3, 4, and. Then go to the C. So now we have our alternate picking going. You can do this with a pick. You can do a finger style. I'm just showing it to you here. I want you to work out your own picking. Hey, Kelly. Oh, good. I'm glad everything sounds good. Okay. So let's try it again. If you notice, before I go to the C chord, I play that open D again, and same thing before I go to the G chord. Let's do it really slow. Ready, go. Open D. Then back to the J. Watch again. So the notes again are open D. Then I go to this D. Play this D. Then I get rid of this first finger. Remember to get rid of this first finger when you go to that C chord. Because you can play the open J, right? Oops, sorry. And on the G chord, it's really just this. It's here to here. All right? Excuse me, it goes to an open G. So you don't really have to worry. I mean, you can mute the, have that shape. Remember I was talking about before if you mute this. So you got this. Now, again, all right, I'm showing you like this. It's hard to play like this, but I think it's more beneficial for you than me, playing all the way down where I'm supposed to play on the guitar, on the body, okay, over the F holes there. And so if you see everything, and it's better to watch it this way than a split screen. So you get the idea. Now, again, it is tricky to play like this, so I might mess up a little bit, but I think you get the idea. And I'll go back, and I'll play exactly how it sounds in a minute, and I'll drop my hand down here, okay? So let's take a listen again. 3, slow. I messed up, see? Now that's your first riff. Here's how it sounds. Ready? 3, 4. Okay? Notice everything's nice and balanced. You want to keep everything balanced as far as, meaning you don't want, that to pop out. Watch those open strings, they can pop out. So you need the same volume on all the chords, right? One more time. You can pick it how you want. I can play with a pick. I can play finger style. Things like this, I like to play finger style. I switch back and forth between a pick and finger style all the time on the guitar. It's just some things I feel more comfortable playing finger style. But I'm not interested right now in showing you exactly what you should do. This a down pick, this an up pick. But if you are using a pick, yes, make sure you try to do some kind of alternate picking. You can't play everything all down, all right? And you can't play everything all up. You got to use that down, up, and there's sweep picking in here also, and we're going to talk about that, all right? Now, the first lick, we got through the chords, okay? We have, remember I talked about a lot of things, alternate picking. That was kind of your alternate picking section there, okay? We talked about common tones, common fingering so far. We talked about alternate picking. That's what I was just doing. Now we're going to get into some of the riffs, and we have hammers and pull-offs, okay? In that first riff, that first hot riff. This one. So I'll show you how I play that. But first, let's talk about what a hammer is, okay? So when you do a hammer, and the first note, okay, is an open A. So that's your first lick, right? And he hammers it. Now, two things about a hammer, right? We need to get this straight, so relax, all right? You need to, and you don't want to go so far away that you miss your target. Keep your finger arched, and the idea of a hammer is playing a note by use of the fretting hand only, right? So I'm playing this open, then I'm going to hammer onto this, which is my second fret, open 5th string, and I do that. Notice I play close to the fret. That's a gimme with anything. You always try to play close to the fret, right? Of course, there's chords that overlap. Even if you're playing a D like this, all right, it's hard to get everything close to the fret. But especially if you're doing single note exercise, play very close to the fret. Now, the other thing I want to talk about hammers, okay? My finger is curved. There's a whole bunch of things you want to do. And mind you, I still have this anchored down here, right? So now I'm going to go like this. Now, I know I'm going to do, do another note, okay, after that. Then I'm going to do a hammer and a pull-off, all right, after that. So what's my next note? Well, my next note's an open D, then an E. Then I'm going to do a pull-off. Now, it might be a good idea to pick everything, go. Right? And then do the hammers and pull-offs. There's a lot going on in this intro. All right, it's a great tune to learn. Because it doesn't have a lot of chords, but it's got a lot of different techniques within all these chords, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this now. We have an open A. Then I play the open D, play the open, the E, D. Now I'm going to do a pull-off. Well, the pull-off is just the opposite, right? A pull-off is playing a higher note to a lower note by use of your fretting hand, in my case, my left hand, use of your fretting hand only. But in my view, the trick of doing a pull-off is, yeah, you want to play on your fingertips. Yeah, I'm playing close to the fret, but I don't want to do this. I'm going to do my famous mashing here. I do a lot, when I do videos, I talk about a lot of the same things, providing they're in that song. So we get real detailed here at String Sound Studios. I want to show you some here, okay? If you take a look, you see I'm playing closer to the nail here because I don't want to play back here. I'm going to grab the string too much and bend it. I want to play this and roll right off that string. When you do a pull-off, okay, I don't do that. That's not the appropriate way. You fly your hand off. Right? You do the hammer. If you do a hammer, I don't think you're not doing a hammer at that point, but you play the note, okay, D, you play the E, now here comes your pull-off. See, I'm not bending the string so much because I'm like right on the edge of my finger by the nail, and snap it to the next string, the next highest string, rather than throwing it off the fretboard. That's going to get you a weaker sound. That's going to get you a sound. People say, well, how do you get that good sound and keep that balance? Well, you do this. All right? Trilling or something. So you have this. Keep things close. Remember, the further away you get from your target, the longer it takes to get there and the less accurate you may be. And you want to get a good sound too. So, all right. So here's the riff so far. We have this. Sorry. And now back to a B. Remember, I got to keep this anchored. I have to remember that, right? All right, again. Ready? Hammer. to this, my final note, I'm going to take this away for purpose of illustration. Play the A, pull off the G. This way, I don't have to move this. So you can do it this way, but my point is watch. Right, watch my left hand. I'm playing this note, and I'm holding everything else, letting everything ring. Because this finger doesn't have to jump from here to here, right? The less jumping, the less movement we have, the more efficient we will play. Okay? Now I'm holding this, all right? I mean, you can take this off if you want. My move is to get to here. Jump like this. It's to get to this. Maybe I take this off, maybe I don't. I don't know, when I'm in the middle of playing, let's see, how will I do it? Let's see. I'll do it quicker. See, I leave it on. I'm not, what my concern isn't, oh my God, I got to jump here. It's, let me get this, all right? And that way you can play things quick. I'm not saying try to play it that fast yet. It doesn't even go that fast, all right? So we have to keep working on these things. Again, let's go over that lick. I'll play it here slow, then I'll put it together. So we have this. Just on that first lick, after the D, the C chord, the arpeggio, and then the G. So we have this. One more time. 3, go. Now the song rhythmically, okay, we're talking about hammer-ons, pull-ups, and the song rhythmically, of course we have sweep picking as well, right, is a lot of 8th notes and 16th notes. It's syncopated. Okay? You have syncopation there, especially when you're playing those chords. Bum, bum, da-da, ba-bum, bum, da-da, ba-bum, bum, bum. You have that pickup on the D, right? Watch, listen. That's an important note, that D, when you're playing this, if you listen. You hear that? Dun, dun, dun. That's like a breath. Ba dun, 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 ba dun, dun, dun. So you have this. And the syncopation is giving, strength to normally weaker beats, let's say, okay? Accenting the normally weaker beats, all right? So that you get that impulse thing inside the pulse there, okay? There's many things going on inside there. All right, it's not a terribly fast tune. It's busy, though, all right? So Sweet Home Alabama is busy. It's a great tune to learn. What's happening? My camera going out of focus? All right. So here we go. Now, the next riff, it starts out with the chords. So we have this again. Now he plays a single note riff, all right? So my next riff, let's just concentrate on the riff. We played all the D chord. You see, we're going to play, all right, we're going to play this open G. You got pull-offs in there, no hammers. He plays an open G on the pickup, right? 1, 2. Plays it again after the pull-off, plays a B. It's all on this 3rd string. Open D. Then you move up a half step and play the C note here. And you do a little like quarter bend. And he gets a now you're gonna have to get that with the pick. He gets that pinch harmonics there. We're not going to discuss that today. Okay, you got to play around with that. We could talk a little bit. Well, you know what? Nah, I don't want to zoom out. But what they do is when you're playing with a pick, I can't do it here. Well, maybe I can. All right, I can do it. Yeah, it's not coming out so much on the 335. So yeah. But what they do is the pitch harmonics thing, let the camera focus. Come on, camera. Okay. Is you get like this in between the string, okay? When you're doing that pinch harmonics. So I hold the pick like this. When you're doing that, it's almost like you're grabbing the pick in between your fingers. I mean, the string in between your fingers and your pick, okay? So you work on that. You want to work on that? That's fine with me. Put the camera focus back in. And here we go. All right. So we're going to do this riff here. Right? And then a little half step bend. And then he goes back to the chords. So let's do the second part. Take a listen. Messed it up. 3, go. Okay, one more time. So you have this, all on the third string. So I don't need to show you, I don't think I need to show you this right now. Watch. Snap it off. Okay, remember, keep it on that. Right. Fingertip. Open. Move up a half step. So watch. 3, 4. That's that sound. Now I'm going to play from the beginning. Ready? Nice and slow. I'm going to put both licks together. And you can watch the left hand because we talked about how you're going to pick it. 3, go. The open G on that riff. One more time. Ready? Listen again. 3, 4. Okay? A little quicker. You got this. That's the sound of that there. All right, so we're moving along here. So you want to practice those two riffs with the chords. We talked about the chords. We talked about the riffs. You want to get that going. Now, what do you do the third time? Well, we got something easy. The third time is the same as the first time. So 1 and 3 are the same. When you do this, you're back to the, it's hard to play like this. Do it slow. So you're back to that the third time, right? And you do this same riff. So the fourth time is really simple. We're going to get into that first. Let me play the form from the beginning, all 3 riffs, so you can hear it. I'm going to play down here. Ready? 3, go. we're going into the fourth time, all right? I played it up to there, and what do we do on that last riff? Remember, 1, then you do 2, 3 is the same as 1, and what does he do right before the verse? Well, he just does this. Here's where your sweep picking comes in more. 2 ways to do this, whatever you're comfortable with, okay? You're going to go, play the whole chords, right? Dun, 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 dun. You're going to do this. Watch. Watch how this. And that's it, really. Well, let's talk about how you're going to do this. You play the D chord, play the C chord, play the G, all the arpeggio picking. And when you do this, I'm going to give you 2 ways to play it. Now, some people might feel more comfortable sliding. The first thing is play this B flat here. This would be a B flat, right? Sorry about that. I got to stretch my leg. We're going to play a B flat, slide up, and then I talk about sweep picking. We'll say, well, Mike, where's that sweep pick? Well, here it is. All right? You don't want to do alternate picking here because you're going from adjacent string to adjacent string. So you go like this. Slide. And remember, this is a sliding sound. That's another concept too. I don't know if I said that. You have a sliding sound. Here's the thing. I know why I didn't say it. Because you could do it with a hammer and a pull off. Let's do it with a slide first, okay? 2 ways to do it. And then open. So here's your B flat, right? Close to the fret. Slide up. So if you choose to do it with a slide, that's fine. Now the thing about the slide is you gotta have complete pressure down like you were just playing this note. Because you don't want this and the note to stop, right? You want so it's a slur. All of these are slurs, like singing, okay? Hammers, pull-offs, slides, bends, they're all slurs, meaning you're not attacking each note. So there's a lot of ways to do slurs. Think of yourself slurring your speech, right? All right, so we don't talk like that, but if you're drinking, you might. All right, here you go. So when you want to do that on the guitar, you actually slur it. So if I'm singing, instead of going la, 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 I'm going la. See, I'm not attacking the note. And that's the same thing with a hammer or a pull-off. You're not going la, la. You're going la, 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 la. You're going la, la, la. I mean, the open strings are not really slurred. But if you drag the pick, they kind of do sound like it. So our last riff, although simple, you want to get a good sound. Don't worry about the squeak there. It's very hard to get rid of. You just want to use the devil's flat wound strings, but we don't use round wound. Okay. So now, or the other way to do that is with a hammer, which I like because you don't have the squeak. All right. Play this. And then open, drag the pick. Right? Hammer. Remember when you do hammer, folks, you hold this note down. Don't go like this. Go like this. You can let it go after you mash that into the fretboard, right? You might hear a little funny sound because I'm playing here again, okay? Because I'm resting on the next string. A little hard, I'll do it soft. 3, go, watch. All right, now what I'll do is I'll go back and play the whole intro as is, ready? And I'll play with the looper. Let's do it slow so you can learn it. 3, 4. could spend quite some time just working on the intro. But if you do want to choose to do the intro first, it'll help you play the rest of the song. When you get into the verse, I'll just briefly cover the verse. You have more strumming and some dragging the pick, right? Right? He does this. So it's not as hot licks, it's not as busy as the intro. You can't be because there's singing, all right? Nice and keep on turning. That's a similar lick. But we'll learn that another time. We'll learn that first. So you can go back and watch one of my other videos. I'm going to probably do that one over too, okay? And I mentioned that in the beginning. Well, I'm doing some of these over because when I first started doing them, not that the Canon I had was bad. There's nothing wrong with it. But now I got this zoom in feature here, and I worked on my lighting, my audio over the last whatever year or so, and things keep getting better, and I'm going to keep getting better from there, hopefully. Okay, I can still make these better, folks, audio and video wise. That's what I'm always looking to do. All right. So again, let's play that a few more times slow. And remember, we were going to review, okay, some tones, but let me play that a few more times slow. I'm going to talk about, review all the concepts, and then I'll play it a couple times quick, okay? Ready? 3, go. That's the idea of it. Everything, remember, folks, everything nice and slow. All right? It's hard to play slow. We want to play quicker. Oh, it goes like this. Well, yeah, but you can't play it there, then it becomes sloppy. You want to play it slow, in time, practice with a metronome. Okay? And if you're watching this or listening to it on YouTube or a lot of the, even Vimeo, I believe, you can slow it down, okay? Also, so I mean the original recording. You can slow me down too, if you want. Although I'm playing it slow as it is, so I know you got to look for those settings on there on YouTube. Okay, it's on the screen there, down the bottom over there, so down there somewhere. Okay, you have the settings. You have half speed and 3/4 speed and 1/4 speed. Slowing it down to 1/4 speed is just too much. So you might half or slow it down like. A 3/4 or a half is probably good, and 1/4 that's real slow. All right, now let's review some of the concepts. Then I'll play it with the looper. Okay, I'll play with the backing track. Now remember, we talked about common tone, so we're recapping. Common tone. All right, my common tone, and common fingering. When I'm going from chord to chord here, we want to hold all this down, right? So I got that, and I got that, and I got that. And remember, practice strumming the chords first. Remember to get rid of that. I have to throw it out here, but get rid of it. And these are your chords. And just get that going. So yeah, I feel that. And I'm holding this down here. Yes. Click the wheel on the icon, whatever, on the video. There you go. Very helpful, see? The control room's super helpful with this stuff. Okay. There you go. Yeah. And I'm holding this down. All right, and then we have the alternate picking. So remember, you got to get the... That's your alternate picking, and when you're doing that, you should pick it down up. If you're using a pick, or you're doing a finger style, it'll automatically be alternate because finger style is different. I'm going to, zoom out and play it again. All right, hammers and pull-offs. All right, let's talk about the hammer, all right? Remember the hammer. All right, well, let's not get too far away here and keep that finger curved. Okay? Keep all your fingers kind of curved towards this. You're going to do a hammer like this. Let's say, oh, I'm going to leave this out here. You want all your pressure going to here. If you're going to do a pull-off, remember what we talked about. Right? Play more here. All right? See that? Play more there, so you can roll that right off. Not back here on this part of your finger. Not there. Okay? You want it here. All right, so alternate picking. We talk about hammers, pull-ups. Sweep picking. Okay? Especially on that last part. You play a note. Yeah, that's a hammer, but here's your sweep pick. Drag the pick. No need to do alternate picking there. That's a sweep. All right? And remember, you have a lot of what you call syncopation in this tune. Right? And it's rock, a lot of 8th and 16th notes. Great song. Love Lynyrd Skynyrd. I don't want to give the whole story about Lynyrd Skynyrd, but I've been following Lynyrd Skynyrd for a long time. Hey, all right, I guess that's good. I'll zoom in a little bit more. Here we go. All right, I'm going to play with the looper. And I'll play finger style. All right, here we go. On the solo. I could probably fake some, but that wasn't the nature of what we're doing today. Okay? This backing track is a little quick too, just a little bit quick. But I wanted you to see the rhythms. I did the verse, I did the chorus. We'll get to the solo another time. Okay? I got, I like using my 335. I got heavy strings on here too. It's a little bit hard to, bend. What is it? Also, one of the reasons I'm doing these now too, I need to get, I would like to have even a do over my amp. I know my Lone Star amp back. Have you been following? I had to get it worked on, and it's been like 2 or 3 weeks because the guy's busy, and I have all kinds of nice hookups for that. I'm using the Captor X, the 2 notes Captor X, if you're familiar with that. If you're not, it's a great piece of equipment. I can make my amp sound like any amp with that, and so I could use all kinds of different guitars and everything. People say, why are you using the 335? It's very clean. It doesn't get any noise. I have other guitars too. Okay? I just feel very comfortable using this through the stream because I get very little background noises and buzzes. Hey, it's got the humbuckers on it, but and that's why. But I do have a bit heavier strings on that, so I'll have to work up my my Ed Clark guitar, try to get that to a little less noisy because it has those. It has Van Zandt pickup. Van Zandt pickup. No, not Ronnie Van Zandt. Okay, but called Van Zandt pickups on, which are fine. Okay, but it's a little bit noisy with the lights and everything. So I don't have a ton of guitars. I mean, I have a decent amount, but I really just have a good, really good solid body, a semi-hollow, and a hollow body. That's my, and I, I got a good classical guitar and a banjo. I do have good instruments, but it's not like I got 40 guitars. So, basses. I have keyboards. Mandolins. I got other things, but I don't have 40 guitars. I'm one of those unnormal guitar players. What do you mean you only have 3 or 4 guitars? Well, I do. All right. I think this was great tonight. I always think it's great because you're great, not because I'm great and you're watching. And if you're not watching live, well, you'll see this on a replay. And I hope I'm detailed enough. You can send me an email. Let me know what you would like me to do. So you practice and listen to Sweet Home Alabama. Watch this live stream. And of course, remember to Play Like a Pro video courses. I got the Pure Beginning Guitar course. I got the Beginning Blues course. I got the Midway Blues guitar course. I think I'm going to do a Jazz Blues guitar course and a Weird Odd Blues. If you want to check out some of the Weird Odd Blues videos I did, instructional, those are on live stream. Those are free, but I play kind of like out there concepts. I try, and with these courses that I do, they come with backing tracks and scores and everything. So I'm pretty detailed on it. I don't want to put junk out. I want to put good stuff out. I want to do the best I can. You get the backing tracks, you get the scores and everything. And you can go on my website and download those. Whatever course you're at, you're a beginner, check out the Pure Beginning Guitar course. All right? It's a great guitar course right from the scratch if you're a pure beginner. And it's $30 and you'll have that for, whatever, the rest of your life. Okay? Or at least as long as I'm alive, and hopefully I'm alive a while. Or at least I'd like to be. I don't know if you want me to be. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So send feedback through String Sound Studio's website or right here in the chat box, right? Tell me what you'd like me to do. Remember to sign up, especially on YouTube, Vimeo, all the other, Instagram, and everything else. We're on a lot of platforms today, other more obscure things. So anything else? All right, so follow us on social media. And I had a great time, as usual, and I really dig doing this, and I hope you can learn from it. And as we go, we will do all kinds of things, not just me, get guest artists over here and everything. Or at least that's what I'm going to try to do, when they want to come over. And students want to come in, and I'll perform with them. And we can do a live stream. This way you can watch what some of the students are doing. And what I want you to do is remember to always do this. See ya.
At String Sound Studio.